Welcome to Reflections, a program where we discuss values and virtues for the transformation of the individual and the society in general. I am Father George Ehusani, and I have with me in the studio today Reverend Desmond Dlama Yunana.
Yes.
Desmond Dlama Yunana. And you told me that Yunana is not Johanna.
Yes.
It's not the same as Johanna,
It's not the same
but
as Johanna.
Jonah.
It's Jonah.
I see.
From
Yunana.
the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Yes.
Reverend Desmond is from Michika in Adamawa State.
Yes.
But you minister in Borno State
in
Maiduguri itself,
Yes.
and so on.
With the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion.
Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion.
Yes.
That's nice.
Sure.
And you told me that your wife is an activist.
Yes.
Your wife is an activist against sexual and gender-based violence.
Gender-based violence.
And are those who are still abusing their wives and abusing their whatever, she's a terror for them.
She's a terror for them. Actually, she's a household name in Maiduguri, Borno State in general.
Yes.
Because she does not joke with anything that has to do with sexual
and
gender-based violence.
Yes.
And therefore, she took it upon herself to fight this fight of faith.
Yes.
And then God has been granting her victory so far. Yes.
That's good. I mean, thank God for that. And we have promised that the next set of trainings that we shall have later this year, she will be one of those where we are going to invite here.
Yes, Father. And she's aware already.
She's aware already.
I have informed her.
Yeah. Now, Desmond, I'm happy to have you in the studio. I want to ask you, northeastern part of Nigeria is an area that I really don't know too well.
Okay.
I've traveled to practically every part of Nigeria, including Yola, Adamawa, Taraba, so on. But for some reason, I've never been in Maiduguri, Borno State.
And we'll invite you very soon by the grace of God.
Now, since 2009, the crisis of Boko Haram erupted in the northeast. And it has been compounded by the banditry. We have had the Chibok girls manor, and then there's this other one, the kidnap of children from secondary schools, the violence that has happened there. We have lost thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people have gone in and out of IDPs.
Yes.
What is it like to be a Christian and to be pastoring a church in northeastern part of Nigeria today?
Yeah, thank you very much. This is a very good and precise question. To be a Christian in any state at all in the northern Nigeria has not been easy. But specifically that of the northeast zone is peculiar in the sense that some part of the northeast zone can be said to be Christian-dominated states. Like Adamawa, for example, we have good number of Christians there. Honestly, it has not been easy. Even though peace is coming back gradually.
Thank God, thank God.
Yes, it's coming back gradually.
But I can imagine 2013, 14, 15, it was terrible.
Thank you very much. Right from 2009
when it started
through 2015, it has not been easy. So much so that the children given birth to within that time frame became familiar with violence. They no longer see gunshots or sound as anything. There will be sporadic shooting and the children will just be playing about because as far as they're concerned, that's what they know. That's life for them. That characterizes the life they know, and that's their world view. Honestly, to be a Christian in Maiduguri is not easy.
I mean, some people are going to argue that it is both Christians and Muslims that are in trouble with the Boko Haram.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. I was discussing about this statistic with a brother some few months ago, and I want to believe that my statistic is based on reality. The number of Muslims that died within this period of Boko Haram saga has outweighed that of Christians numerically.
But for Christians, it is particularly tragic in the sense that they lived in greater fear, isn't it?
Yes, they live in greater fear because they believe they are the targets.
Okay.
Yes. The slogan with which the Boko Haram and all the bandits operate is targeted at Christians actually. Things like Zamu Kashe Arna, Zamu Kashe Kafrai, that we will not allow any cross to stand in this caliphate, because this is our own caliphate. Therefore, we say no to Nigerian constitution, we say no to anything Christian. But at the end of the day, you see them killing, including Muslims, and the few ones among them that were caught, if they are faced with such questions that you say you are doing jihad against Christians, and
why are you killing fellow Muslims?
Why are you killing fellow Muslims? And they will say, it is because these Muslims are not practicing the real
Proper
Islam. They are not proper Muslims. So as far as we're concerned, they are all infidels. And that is it. But let's shift our attention from the general insurgency to a specific thing, which should not be so, as far as I'm concerned. Because it is believed that Maiduguri or Borno State is Islamic dominated, Christians are not really allowed to do so many things or to get involved in governmental things in court that concerns them.
For example, commissioners in the state, being appointed, directors, political appointment, there will be very few.
Is more than lopsided. To say an appointment is lopsided, in my own little definition, is when you have in a state where there are Christians and Muslims, and you're supposed to have 10 commissioners, and then one religion takes 7 and the other takes 3, is lopsided. But given this example, in Maiduguri, out of 15 to 16 commissioners, Christians hardly get one. But I am made bold to say this, that Christian side, which is mainly the southern Borno,
yes,
they are the most educated people in Borno
State.
Yes, and they are the naval code of the civil service in Borno State. Yes, and they hardly get any political position. Yes, like right now we only have one Christian occupying the position of commissioner. Only one in Borno State.
So you're part of Borno State. You are from Adamawa. Yes. But the Christian part of Borno State, are they more than one local government?
They are more than one local government. The southern Borno in general is having close to 7 local governments.
Up to 7 local governments?
Up to 7 local
governments. And they have only one commissioner?
And they only have one commissioner. There are 7 local governments. And out of these 7 local governments, we have 3 Christian local governments that they are the majority there. Like Chibok, to be precise, the one you mentioned of, they are more than 90% Christians, indigenous Christians. And the commissioner, the one Christian commissioner is coincidentally from there. Yes.
Now, how have they coped in terms of just the sense of insecurity? I mean, I say they as if you are not among. How have you people coped with the insecurity? I can't imagine 14 years of living in fear.
In fear and bondage.
In fear where, there was no warning. We just hear of Chibok. There was no warning. The farmers that were killed, where is that? The farmers that were slaughtered. Zabarmari. Then no warning. So, to live in that kind of situation, what has it left in the mind of your people?
It has been such a trauma in the heart of people there, I must confess. With the majority of the population living in IDP camps until of recent time, that the government made sure that everybody was relocated to their own respective local governments, except few that are still in Maiduguri.
So people spent 4, 5, 6 years in IDP camps?
10 years.
10 years?
10 years in IDP camps. A situation where you have a father, a mother with at least 10 children, spending 10 years in an IDP camp where they don't have more than one room, one bacha room allocated to them. Wow. That is the experience. And thank God for the non-governmental organizations,
Agencies.
the NGOs. Yes.
Yeah, I'm aware of a church agency, Missio from Germany,
Yes.
that built kind of a village, a kind of a village,
Yes.
somewhere in Adamawa for IDPs.
For IDPs.
Some two room and parlor kind of things for
Yes.
families.
Okay, through the
Catholic Bishop of Bishop Mamza.
Yes,
of,
Bishop Dami Mamza
yeah.
of Adamawa.
Yes.
That was a very good project.
Yes, I'm
and
aware
it
of
has
that.
helped them. Yes.
Yes.
So it has not been easy.
I mean, I can't. For me, I can't. It's like a fairy tale. I can't imagine somebody living in an IDP camp for 10 years.
Yes.
We, knowing the poor circumstances of IDP camps, no proper schools in many of them, no proper medical facilities, sanitary facilities. Even our well-constituted villages hardly have those things. Not to talk of
let
IDP.
alone a temporary arrangement such as IDP camps.
And people ran from their villages without taking anything.
Yes.
I mean, they were running for their lives.
Yes. Majority of them got their villages set ablaze even before running. So there's nothing they could have taken from an already burnt down.
No, I mean, and they were running, so you can only carry one thing.
Yes. They were running helter-skelter. Some fathers ran, leaving their
children
families, their children and wife behind. And then some even crossed over to Cameroon.
Yes. And they were IDPs there for a long time.
A number of IDPs in Cameroon also, from the northeast zone.
And
some of them are still there as we speak. In fact, in Anglican Communion, the Diocese of Maiduguri, roughly we have nothing less than 400 people in Cameroon as IDPs.
Up till now.
So we are working towards getting them repatriated. And it is not a church thing this time around. It has to.
The government has to be involved.
Government has to, be involved in it. We have them. And even in our own church cathedral right now, we had IDPs actually residing within the church cathedral premises in Maiduguri, with hundreds of their children, getting enrolled in our school, Anglican school, free of charge, with the diocese covering for the financial responsibility.
Of course, it has to be free of charge. But they are not working, so how would they pay?
They are internally displaced.
Yes.
Even like right now, we have nothing less than 94 of the IDP children in our nursery, primary, and secondary school section in St. John's Anglican Church, Maiduguri.
I see.
That is exactly what necessitated the formation of MADI. MADI is Maiduguri Anglican Diocesan Development Initiative. It is fully registered with Corporate Affairs Commission, but it hasn't started operation fully.
You talked about the non-governmental organizations, and I talked about Missio, which from the Catholic Church that had done whatever.
With the capital project in Yola.
In Yola. Now, I hope that there has been many such agencies that have been active in the whole of the Northeast. I mean, we are told of a lot of money, including federal government, a lot of money going to the Northeast. What is your own impression about how much this kind of monies get to the people that need it the most?
Yeah, my own impression is that, let me say, it's going to be a two-way observation. One, they still need to do more as far as reaching the grassroots is concerned with the money. Because despite the fact that these organizations bring money, among other things, among other materials that people need for help, you still see people's condition not really getting improved. So that is where the two-way observation comes now. It is either the money does not even reach them at all, or on their own side, the IDPs are not grateful and they are not appropriating those materials very well. Because we see some of the materials shared onto them in IDP camps for their own use being sold.
Yes, that's
the markets. You see them in the market.
Well, because perhaps there's something they need more than what they were. Yes, it's about priorities.
Exactly. So
now, somebody has observed that in the midst of all this crisis of Boko Haram, that a number of multimillionaires have sprung up in Maiduguri. Have emerged in Maiduguri.
Yes.
That if you go around the city of Maiduguri, the number of of modern buildings, palaces that have arisen on account of, almost like scavenging. It's like on account of the suffering of these people, a lot of money that were voted for to helping the suffering people have ended up in the pockets of a few people, who are now living large.
Yes. You can believe this easily by the time you visit Maiduguri. Definitely, things have changed. Even the physical infrastructure, they are on increase now. And one tends to wonder as to how manage. Some people will just be getting rich and richer in a situation where can best be described as a worrying moment in their own place. Honestly, you are left with no choice than to believe that some people are really making it big at the expense of their people.
Out of the blood and tears of people.
Out of the blood and tears of the masses. This you can believe.
And this is happening at every turn in this country.
Yes.
That every crisis situation that is bringing so much suffering to people is producing multimillionaires
and billionaires. Yes, acquiring monies they don't even need in this life. That is it.
It's a very sad dimension of our lives, that people are always looking for an opportunity for enrichment, even from projects that are meant to help IDP,
to benefit internally displaced persons.
Exactly. That places some responsibility, some challenge on people like you, who is a pastors, because some of these people who are making money out of the blood and tears of people, some of them are our members.
They are members, some of them, and some of them are also members of the communities where we belong. They may not be the same religion with us, but then we are together in a given community.
So we have to find a way of challenging one another. Challenge our colleagues, imams and sheikhs to preach to their people that you want to make money. It is not from the money meant for to take people out of utter suffering and destitution. That's not where you make your billions from.
And that is what we've started doing actually in Maiduguri. My bishop, the Right Reverend Dr. Ambassador Emmanuel Morris, is the current chairman of Interfaith in Borno State.
In Borno State, okay.
And then the assistant chairman, or vice chairman rather, is a sheikh like that, one Sheikh Ahmed Adam. And they have gone a little bit far in creating awareness. First of all, for peaceful coexistence. And then number two, that our sermons should actually be checked. While we preach peace and peaceful coexistence, we should also spell the truth to our followers. What is expected of them and what is not. Then number one target group was pastors and imams of various mosques. What is the content of your sermon?
Who is to check?
Yes, the chairman and the vice chairman.
They will check.
Yes, they have reached that
understanding.
Yes, an understanding. And they have some level of influence, actually, to exact on the two respective bodies, Islam and Christianity. So
No. But the logistics will be problematic. Is it that when I prepare my sermon by Saturday, I submit it how?
No, not really. It's just by gathering them, like in a meeting form, and be telling them,
encouraging them
the
kind of things
peace.
To put in their sermon, and the kind of things not to put in their sermon.
Not to put in there. The kind of things perceived to be provoking. And some of things that are perceived also to be abuse on another person's religion. So let us avoid that as much as possible. You can actually preach to a congregation without making any reference to another person's religion. So the problem always comes when you have to make derogatory statement about another the other religion. So that is how far that interfaith organization.
No, I'm happy to hear about the close relationship between the the Anglican Bishop of
Maiduguri.
Maiduguri, and the
And
Sheikh Adam,
Yes.
that they are collaborating,
They are collaborating.
seriously.
There's working understanding between the two elders. Yes.
You know, one of the things we do here at Luke's Terra is interfaith collaboration.
Wow. Good.
I am a co-convener with Sheikh Nuruddin Lemo.
Nuruddin, yes. I have seen some of the materials online. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm a co-convener of Interfaith Partnership for Peace, and we do a lot. In fact, a lot of our trainings.
Yes, sir.
It is all, even this preventing sexual and gender-based violence.
Yes.
The previous year, we ran a series of trainings in collaboration with our Islamic partners in Mina-based Islamic partners.
I think that's the way out.
Yeah.
We have to do it collectively. It's a collective responsibility.
Yeah.
The same way we know that mosques, hospitals, markets, hospitals, among other public facilities, are not meant for one religion.
Yes.
So to sanitize humanity in general, it has to be a collective responsibility. Yes.
So, do you have some development projects? Since you are in charge of the MADI, do you have some development projects that you do in collaboration? You see, we have talked of interfaith understanding. What about, because one of the ways of advancing dialogue, interreligious dialogue, is actually doing some development projects together.
Together, yes.
For example, an Islamic group and a Christian group taking care of an IDP camp.
IDP camp, yeah.
Taking care of some orphans, and so on and so forth together. Such will improve mutual understanding and improve their dialogue.
Yes. Actually, the program we do together is just sensitization for now. Like I said earlier, the organization MADI is yet to be fully operational due to some few technicalities that, by the grace of God, we are getting over them very soon, so that we will launch out. But for the meantime, we're able to get involved in education. And it will interest you to know that this education is not just for Christian IDPs alone.
No.
Our bishop had it on his heart to expand the coverage, to extend the hand in fellowship even to the non-Christian IDPs, if only their parents will release them to us.
I mean, in our own church setting and in the Catholic church setting, the work of Justice and Peace Commission is never for only Christians. JDPC.
Yes.
The work of the beneficiaries of the Justice, Development and Peace Commission in the Catholic Church is anybody in need.
Anybody in need. Yes.
Just as our St. Vincent de Paul charity, whatever, is open to anybody in need that comes to us, and whatever we have, we don't ask what church do you go.
Yes.
We don't ask what religion. It's that's the Christian
humanity
spirit.
first.
That's the Christian spirit.
Humanity first. That is the Christian spirit.
Yeah.
So those were the programs we've been doing together with them. But
That's
by the
good.
grace of God, before the end of the second quarter of this year, we have plans to come up with something more concrete together.
Okay, that's very good. I mean, I commend you and your collaborators, the Anglican Diocese of Maiduguri, and your people in Michigan, a lot of who have suffered a lot in the last 13, 14, 15 years over the Boko Haram insurgency.
Where a whole local government were sacked out, the whole of them.
Including your Michigan area?
Yes, including Michigan area, so that they had to go to Yola to take solace. But that one did not last long. It was just for a few months.
Few months is long enough.
It's long enough, and it was dramatic.
So, among the territories that Boko Haram took over temporarily.
Yes,
before they were.
Michigan was among. Yes.
Well, my regards to your people, and we continue to pray for the return of peace, lasting, sustainable peace in our country, and pray that never again. We also pray for good leadership to emerge in this country at all levels, so that part of the problem that led to this is ignorance. A lot of young people are growing up without good education, no employment,
and so they can be radical.
No family upbringing. That our country will will soon overcome all this
Yes.
and will be on the path of peace and prosperity.
Amen.
Once again, Reverend Desmond, Yunana,
Yes.
you're welcome to Luke's Terra, and God bless your enterprise in Maiduguri.
Thank you very much, Father. I am privileged to be here
Thank you.
to have this discussion with you.